Shinigami, we're gonna telecast this to Jake Paul. What is your 30-second message to Jake Paul? You're talking to Jake Paul right now. He's
Jake Paul. Jake Paul, you cowardly piece of crap clown. How about you fight me? I'll kickbox you. I'll box you. I'll fight you for free in street beefs. Boxing, kickboxing, or MMA. Or we can do a trilogy. I don't care. That's not bad. I want to beat you. I don't want to get paid. I just want to beat you. And I'll beat your brother too. You and your brother at the same time if I have to. I'll do a freak show fight like that.
Welcome everybody, come through.
But all right, so let's talk about this fight. I don't even know if you want to call it that just happened on pay-per-view.
That wasn't a fight, it was a farce.
I think the best thing Bill did this weekend was not pay for that fight. Because Bill,
I was really going to, and then it just got, I was at somebody's house, it got too late, so I didn't. Thank God.
Saved you what, 70, 80, $100?
Yeah, that was first of all, that was ridiculous. The price of it, I didn't pay for it either. I ended up seeing a clip of it later in the day. I heard the whole thing was just a ridiculous circus though. Like it was like 4 or 5 hours long. There was like a Justin Bieber concert in the middle of it.
Oh yeah,
music.
Like who cares about Justin Bieber in 2021? Like what?
Well,
so before we even get into,
I kind of like Justin Bieber.
He's a believer. He's a believer.
I like the guy.
Here, I thought you had better musical taste than your brother Brent there, but I guess not.
You want to fight Shinigami? I gotta ask you a question. Do you want to fight Steel Wool? Steel Wool? No, you don't. Okay.
I don't know. I still don't think Steel Wool has the ability to withstand the Shinigami Hakai.
Thumb wrestling. All right, let's go.
Thumb wrestling. Oh, I don't know about that either, man. I'm pretty good at that too.
I'm adept at thumb wrestling.
But I don't know. We could run it.
So before we even talk about the fight, I maybe I'll just because I'm getting old. Like I don't really stay up to date on like these like I want to call them like trending stars. Like growing up, like someone was famous and they were famous. It seemed for a long period of time. But now it just seems like people are like a flash in the pan. And this guy, I had to ask my son, who's 13, who Jake Paul was, and he said he was on some Disney show. He said
he's a YouTube star.
Well, he said he was on some Disney show.
Hey, I don't know about the Disney show, but him and his brother are.
But he said he said they do dumb videos and they like pick on people. And now that he can fight, he bullies people. And my son says everybody hates him. And I was like, yeah, I watched a promo video of this, of where him and the guy that he was fighting when they were talking. And I was just like, God, I want that guy to get knocked out so bad.
Well, yeah, good. What do you think, Shinigami? I mean,
okay, so yeah, Jake and Logan Paul are two of the worst human beings on the planet as far as
wait a minute.
As far as people that aren't like national leader dictators with war.
How do you really feel about that?
They both got famous doing horrible pranks to people on YouTube. Logan is actually worse, and the only reason I say that is because Logan went to Japan and he completely disrespected the people and the culture.
I agree.
But it went to another level when he went to
Question. That also means he disrespected the Reaper.
Yep.
So we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that right now. So he went to the suicide forest, as it's colloquially known, and was filming in there and came across a corpse of a man who had committed suicide, and filmed it and filmed himself kind of making fun of the guy and going through his pockets.
I saw that.
He got a lot of backlash for it and took the video down, but I mean, that's unforgivable, and that's the only reason that he's a bigger piece of crap than Jake, and the only reson that Jake is the second biggest piece of crap in that family, and probably one of the biggest piece of crap people in this country for sure. So when it comes to Jake though, because he's got this boxing career now, which is a joke. The guy has never fought an actual boxer, not once, and this one was even worse, I think, because, people criticize Floyd Mayweather a lot for cherry picking his fights and picking guys that are past their prime and everything, right? And I get it. He's a businessman. He's in it to make money, and he makes lots of money and da-da-da-da-da. But, I mean, Jake is like trying to take that playbook and run with it in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
I mean, the last guy he knocked out was a basketball player.
Yep.
And Ben Askren was an Olympic wrestler, and his base is grappling.
Yeah, he fought
yes,
a retired. He fought a retired MMA guy with no striking ability.
Yeah, he's like a 2 or 4 time champion in MMA,
Yep.
right? Retired from MMA and just got hip replacement surgery.
And also comes in known as the worst striker in MMA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
One of the worst strikers.
He's a great wrestler.
A grappling base. He's a grappling base. So you're gonna sit there and pick the like, and there was a lot of guys in the UFC that have a better striking pedigree that were lining up trying to get him to fight him, since he wants to, like all these other boxers trying to keep their sport alive, talk smack about MMA fighters. He's gonna go and pick the guy with no striking really at all. And I mean, for Ben though, I mean, it was a good business move because that's probably the biggest payday he's ever had in his life.
Question.
How much did Ben get paid?
$500,000.
514, something like that.
Wow. Question. Dylan Dennis, is he a striker or a grappler?
I think he's mostly a striking base.
Okay.
But I mean, even that, dude, like they're like, yeah.
He wanted Jake in the worst way.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then, so that's the whole thing here too. That's kind of what makes, like, 2 things make Jake an even bigger piece of crap for doing that. So he picks the guy that clearly isn't really going to have a chance as being a striker, and you're taking away all of his best weapons and putting him in a boxing match. And then you're going to sit there and declare that he's representing the entire sport of MMA in the boxing world, which is not even close to the thing.
No.
You really can't do that way. You can go the other way because a boxer can represent boxing and MMA because it's MMA, right? That's how it started. It was everybody knew what they knew, and you went and you fought, right? They took anybody who raised their hands back in the old days of the UFC, right?
Yeah.
So, you could go and say you're representing boxing and MMA, but you can't represent MMA and boxing because boxing is 1-dimensional, whereas MMA is like 3 to 4-dimensional.
Absolutely.
And so he's up here, and Ben's like, no, that's what you said. I'm just here to, do this thing and kind of try this out and blah, blah, blah. And Jake's over here like, no, you're representing MMA. You're representing MMA. Like, okay, fine. So then when the ref doesn't even do an 8 count and calls it, Jake starts celebrating like he just beat Mike Tyson in his prime or something.
He's crying.
He was crying.
I can't believe it.
Crying and getting carried by his corner man. And he's like, oh my God. Like, bro, dude,
stop.
You know what? Don't. Like, why? You didn't beat anybody that deserves.
I've never seen a boxer cry.
You've been ducking everybody that you would have deserved to do that to if you won.
Absolutely. Your brother's gonna fight. Your brother's gonna fight Mayweather, which is a real fight.
Oh, was that Logan that wanted to fight Mayweather?
Gonna fight Mayweather, and he thinks he can.
Logan's gonna fight Mayweather. And
oh boy.
Yeah. I think that'll be funnier to watch than the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight.
I'll tune into that one.
At least McGregor tried.
At least McGregor tried and actually almost had a chance. I mean, he actually rocked him a couple of times. Even Mayweather said he rocked me a couple of times.
Yeah, but Mayweather was smart. He just played the old defensive boxer, took his blows for a while, waited till McGregor got tired, and then that was it.
That's how he made over $500 million.
See, and that's the whole thing. There's no way Mayweather is going to take a dive. He pays other people to take dives, like Tenshin Nakashima. I think it was Nakashima in Japan.
So that brings up. Do you think Askren took a dive?
No, I don't think Askren took a dive.
I don't think so
Jake,
either.
I think Jake paid the ref, is what I think, because there was no standing 8 count. He didn't even start the standing 8 count.
By the way, have you guys seen that Askren meme? It's him getting knocked out, and it was, I don't know from what movie or show it. He goes, "This is me." You may wonder how I got here.
Like Saved by the Bell. No, not Saved by the Bell. What was that? But like,
I don't know what that was.
Been rocked so many times. The ref, if he watched some YouTube, would have gone, okay, this guy, I'm going to give him a lot of leeway because this guy's been rocked silly more times than I can count. And, and by the way,
up, right?
His record is like what? How many losses?
Got up, but he was wobbling.
Yeah.
I mean, he wobbled once when he stood up, but I mean, that's the whole thing, though. I mean,
He was coming.
I don't even watch boxing. Even I know you're supposed to get a standing 8 count, right?
Well,
he didn't even the ref didn't even start a standing 8 count, and then Jake Paul's over here coming in, and the ref's not even paying attention to Ben at all. He's over here telling Paul to get back, and then he just calls the fight. Like,
you give Ben
I'm saying it was rigged.
Yeah, I'm saying it was rigged, but I'm saying it was rigged because he paid the ref, not that Askren took a dive, because the ref just stopped it. That's not a dive.
I think they just told Askren to walk in there, take a punch, and go down, and you get paid.
But I don't think Askren would do that. You know,
I mean, it was a good punch. It was a solid punch, but
no, that guy can punch.
I mean, it was kind of a solid punch, but Askren got right back up, and that's the whole thing that trips me out, is that the standing 8 count, there's supposed to be a standing 8 count, and he didn't even give him a standing 8 count before he called it.
Well, it was
one.
It was a solid punch, but it was also poor defense. I mean, Askren didn't know how to defend himself.
I find it really hard to believe that a guy that's an MMA fighter that trained to fight MMA wouldn't train in some regards to box properly.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, as someone who trains boxing as an augment, it's not the same thing especially when you have another art as a base. It's really hard because you got to fight all your other trained instincts to do certain things.
I'm wondering if Ben counted on being knocked down and being able to get up and fight again and tire him out.
Yeah, I'm sure he was counting on the standing 8 count. I'm sure he was counting.
Ben was counting was money. He didn't have to win that fight to get paid.
No, he didn't. But
I think you should make those fights. You only get paid if you win.
Oh, hold on.
But he got paid more if you won, because you do get a bigger purse.
Wait, hold on. Are we okay? We're good. Good thing that was in between. All right, I'm gonna go. Okay, we're good. Shinigami, do you like the way difficulties? What? Go ahead.
Technical difficulties over there?
Yeah, well, it's just like the Zoom. I don't know. It just stopped. But can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Shinigami, do you like the way that Ben Askren talks so honestly? Do you wish? I loved it. I think everybody loved it. Like, I think that's why everybody's glomming onto him, because he said, listen, if he's a good boxer, he'll beat me. I don't think he's a good boxer. And we can play that clip or whatever, but he just kind of tells it like it is. And I think people have been thirsting for that. What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing about Ben Askren. He seems like a genuine good guy, and he was definitely very honest about it. And, thing is, though, I still don't feel like Jake winning that the way it happened. I don't think that proves he's a good boxer at all.
I'm waiting for him to actually fight a boxer.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, though. I think Jake is kind of going to keep on this path of cherry picking opponents he knows he can beat, to fluff up his record and brag about being a great boxer when he's not, and he never was. He'll never fight a real boxer, and he'll definitely never put his money where his mouth is and get in a cage with an MMA fighter and do some actual MMA.
Do you think that's all part of his strategy, is to be this person that everybody despises and then fork over the money in hopes that this is the time he gets knocked out? Like,
I don't think that's a strategy.
But everybody knows that, like, hatred is a stronger emotion. And Bill was like, I'm thinking about getting that fight, and I was like, well, I have plans, but I might be able to cut. I'm in my mind. I'm like, I hate this guy so much that I will get in trouble with my wife just watch him get knocked out. And Bill pays for the fight, but
ideally,
but if that's his shtick, it works, and he's going to be very successful picking people that are just good enough that might be able to knock him out. But he's hedging his bets.
Oh no, he's not even picking people that I really have a chance of knocking them out. To be honest with you, and I don't think it's so much a strategy of being the guy that everybody hates. He's genuinely a piece of crap. I think it is the only strategy is he knows that he's a piece of crap. He knows people hate him because he's a piece of crap, and he's going to try to capitalize on that. Like you're saying, because he knows people hate him, and you're right. People want to see him lose. But that's why he's going to try to, pick guys that maybe on paper sound like they could beat him. But he's never going to fight anyone that he thinks he's actually going to lose to. He never would. He's got too much of an ego for that.
That's what I want to do. Shinigami, would you fight? Would you fight him? Would you fight Jake Paul?
I will fight Jake Paul for free and his brother at the same time. I don't care.
Oh, man.
I don't care. Make it at least kickboxing, if not MMA, even better. But I would fight both of them at the same time for free, be it street beefs, anywhere, for free. I hate.
Said boxing.
I would not box because I can admit right now that I am so bad at straight boxing by itself that even if I thought because I could probably knock him out. I have the power to do it.
Yeah.
And I definitely probably have better boxing defense than Ben Askren displayed there, but I don't want to risk it. I know for a fact that is my weakest thing. So like I said, at least kickboxing. I at least got to be able to kick the guy.
Welcome everybody, come through.